Hello everybody, my name is Sam, and today we're going to be doing another tutorial on how to make a map in Beamng Drive. So, without further ado, let's get on to episode number 2. So, in the last video, what we did is we set up the files so we can actually get in the map. So, let's load up Beamng Drive really quick, and we will move on from there. So, let me launch the game. Launching. Go away error reports. I know, it crashes sometimes. It's fine, normal. Okay, Beamng Drive is loaded. Okay. Okay, once your Beamng Drive is loaded, go to play, free roam. And if you did it correct, then your level should be somewhere down here. For mine, it is down right here. It goes by the name of your map. So if your map name is it starts with an A, it would be up here. But if your map name is like Q or something, it would be down here. So the map that we are on is tutorial. So let's open that map really quick. Okay, last episode we erased all the grid map stuff and made the terrain. So let's open the map editor. Well, it's F11 as you know probably. So if you already don't know, it's F11 to open the map editor. Press F11. It's gonna load. Might take a minute. And we are in the map editor. So hit Shift C to get into free roam. Pause the game so it's not as laggy. Okay, so once you're in here, I'm going to teach you some basics on how to actually make a map. So, for objects, you want to go to Library, Art, Shapes, then you see all these. You have buildings, ground cover, miscellaneous, rocks, and trees. So, for our instance, we want to go to miscellaneous. So as you can see, we have all those awesome items that we can use. So if we double click on it, it's gonna open up one object, and then you can use the what do you call this? It's right there, move selection tool to to use basically any direction that you want to. I think it's normally going to be selected at this arrow thing, but it's going to be at the select arrow. Just move down and go to move selection. But if you want to rotate it, go to the rotate one. You can rotate it like that. You can rotate it like that. You can also rotate it like that. But I'm not going to do that, so let me leave it like that. So what I want to do is I want to move it so it's over here, so the car can actually run over it. So let me turn it by 90 degrees, I believe. 90 degrees. And if it's not perfect, just you see this one over here, just basically highlight that one, type in 90, and you will be good. Put a space in there. So just hit 90, and it should be perfectly straight. So because sometimes when you do it, it's not going to be perfectly straight. So that's what I would do. Just type that at 90, and if you want 90. So this tool, which I use a lot, is like this giant square thing is basically, it can move it. You'll move it anywhere basically around your map. So because with these tools, you only go straight. You only go straight like that. But this one's more like a free one. So that's what I would use if you're trying to get one that's on the ground. So let's move it to where the car can actually go over it, and let's move it down on the y-axis. Bring it down a little bit till right there probably. And now we have our first object in the game. Let me move it over here so the car can actually touch it. And once you are done with it, just click off of it, and it should be in the map now. So if you hit play, actually let me do file save so it's saved just in case it crashes. and then you should be in. Hit J to unfreeze physics. Okay, and then you can just drive over it like that. So it's basically like, oh, I flipped over. But yeah, so that's pretty much the basics on how to import items into the game. Well, how to create items in the game. So let's add some more. Okay, now that we're respawned, just go to the just hit F11 again to make some more items. So I will now teach you how to mess around with the terrain. So let me get the terrain under there. You have you have grab terrain, which basically you hold and then drag. If you want to drag, just use your mouse to drag up or drag down. But I'm not gonna use that tool yet. You also have lift, which you can just hold it and then it'll go up for you like that. And I probably don't want that because that's just gonna mess around with the car. And then you also have the down tool, which basically just moves it down, the terrain down. Then you have the smooth tool, which just smooths it out. So if you have something like this, like it's just really annoying like that, you can use the smooth tool to smooth it out like that. But we're not gonna do that. So then you also have a slope tool, which I'm not gonna use for right now. And then you also have paint noise, which is basically like mountains, which is really annoying. Well, it's useful for when you're making mountains, but I don't really like making mountains in this game. I kind of just like using the normal ones. So if you're into mountains, then use that tool. Then you also have the flat tool, which is pretty self-explanatory. You have set height, which is kind of weird because you have your height right here. So if you want to adjust this to make it like 1,000, it's gonna go way up into the sky. The normal height for the ground level is around 485, so around there. So I think it's like 525 or something. Let me try that. 525. Yeah, you get it, but you're gonna have to find the hotspot. But then you have delete terrain, which basically just puts a big hole in your map that you'll just fall through forever. That's useful for when you're making what do you call it? I'm trying to think, ponds or like water things, or the ocean. And then you also have, when you delete it, you can also use this tool to replace it. So if you want to get your terrain back, just use that tool. Then you also have average height, which is something, I don't even know. I don't use it though. Align with mesh. I think it just aligns the things with the mesh, which makes sense. Then you also have, oh wait, there's two align with mesh. I don't really know what that means. Then you also have this tool, subtract the mesh, which I haven't messed around with these three tools or that one. So the last four I don't really know. I don't use them, so I don't really know what they do. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the terrain tools. So let's start importing some objects now. Okay, so what you want to do is hit save your level, which I already did, and just hit the X button or the X button out of your game, and you want to know how to import items. So just go to your start menu, hit computer, go to your local disk, go all the way down to programs files times 86, go to, where is it, Steam, go to Steam apps, common, Beamng drive, content, levels, and select the one that you want to copy, which I like to copy East Coast USA because I feel like that's the best to get houses. But if you're going for more of like an industrial area, go for Jungle Rock Island. You can also use the industrial one, which I don't really like using, but yeah, but there's different maps for different things. So if you want to make like a rocky area, use Utah, but for right now I'm going to use East Coast USA. So just copy this to your desktop, paste. Now you have a copy. It's gonna take a little bit to copy the entire thing because it's like a whole nother East Coast USA. And to rename it to whatever you want to name it. So what I like to just name it is to import one, because I like to import more than one things. So just click on it. Close out of that actually. Actually go to computer again. Go to documents, Beamng drive, and mods. Go into the tutorial folder, or the one that you're already on. Wait, where is it? Oh, I think it's in, oh, dang it. Okay, whatever, sorry. I believe this is in actually the levels folder where I just was at. Dang it. Okay, let me go back to Steam apps, common, Beamng drive, content, levels, and tutorial should be in there. There it is. Let me just drag that out to the desktop again. Let me bring it. Let me go to computer and bring it into the documents in the mods folder. But the mods folder is basically the levels folder, but I just like using the mods folder because it's a little bit easier. Beamng drive, mods. We can probably just leave it out for right now. Let me just minimize all that and leave this one open because it's the important one. So what you want to do is go to levels, East Coast USA, art, and what I like to use is shapes. And if you're trying to import buildings, you go to buildings, or actually no, go to drag this to your desktop basically. And let it do its thing. And if you open the tutorial, levels, tutorial, art, shapes, you already have a buildings. So what you want to do is rename this one to buildings 2. But if you're importing like miscellaneous, you do miscellaneous 2. If you're importing ground cover 2. It's pretty self-explanatory. But now go to buildings 2. You can probably close out of this now. Now what you want to do is find the what do you call it? The materials.cs, I believe. That should be somewhere in here. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. You don't actually have to drag this out to your out to here because it's already extracted. So just right click on it, edit with Notepad++. Okay, now all you have to highlight is East Coast USA, art, shapes, and buildings. Now just hit Control F, hit replace. Now just replace East Coast USA with tutorial, which is basically the name of your map. So there we go. And then what you want to do is type in /art/shapes/buildings 2, because that's what you renamed it to. Now hit replace all. Actually, let me copy this because we're gonna be doing that for other ones. Now hit replace all, and it will say 20. Save. There we go. Exit out of that. That should be saved. And go to Eka or whatever you want to call it, Eka or whatever. Find material.cs. Right click on that. Edit with Notepad++. Now just highlight this much. Control F. Replace with what you just had. Place all. And exit out of that. And save. And exit out of that. And then you just have to go into tutorial, the tutorial folder. Go to levels, tutorial, art, shapes, building. Wait, no, you don't. You just stay right here, and then just drag this into there, and then you have imported some buildings. But if you want to import miscellaneous, just select the miscellaneous file. Just do the exact same thing with what you did with that, and just rename it to miscellaneous 2 or 3 if you have more than what. If you have like multiple things, just rename it to miscellaneous 3, miscellaneous 4. You get what I mean. Or buildings 2. I mean buildings 3, buildings 4. You know, you get what I mean. Just go to Beamng Drive again. Launch game, and I will meet you back in the level. Okay, and when your map is loaded up, just hit F11. Load up the world editor. Hit J to pause the game. And just go to your object editor. Should just take a second. And just go to library, art, shapes, and your buildings 2 is there. So now you have more items to mess around with. So Eka is where you find the buildings. So if I go to creepy house, there's like a normal house. So it's like a house thing. This is how I made how I made Honey I Shrunk the Car. This is actually how I made Honey I Shrunk the Car 2. You have house number 4, like different ones like that. So if you wanna just have these like that, now I'm just gonna rotate this like that. Let me make this 90 degrees. So just highlight the 94 or whatever your one is at. Just hit 90, and it should be good. Now just move it wherever you want it, which I'm just gonna move it right here. Let me actually get rid of this because I don't really want this. So now let's work with roads. So if you hit the road error, it should be the next one to shape error, and the one that looks like a river, and that is your river. And that is the river error. Just go to road. It should automatically just be on create road, which is number 5 out of the list. Now just click wherever you want, and just hold. And you don't actually have to hold anything. It will just manually do it for you. So you just have to move your mouse cursor, and it will just put that wherever your mouse cursor is, the road will be. So just hit click, and let's have it go around. Let's make it like a little neighborhood. So let's have it go around like that, like that. And you're saying to yourself, hey, wait, that's a different texture. That's a stupid texture. I don't want that texture. Well, there's a way to change it, and I will show you that in a second. Actually, let me add one right here, so it will be straight. Actually, no, that's not. Never mind. I don't like that one. There we go. Let me redo that one like that, so it's straight. So it's like a little roundabout, or whatever you want to call it, little neighborhood roundabout. Now all you want to do is go. You see, it says material, and then it says default, whatever that says, default decal or something. Now just hit this little world thing that looks like a world with a waffle thing attached to it. I don't even know. Now just hit road and path. And if you want a dirt one, then go with this one. And if you want like a road one, go with that one. I'm gonna go for actually I'm gonna go for an asphalt one, the road one. Now you have a little road to drive around with. And if you want to create a new road, which that's what I'm gonna do right now, just create new road, have it come out like this. Let's have one come out like that. Have it go out like that. Make it a little turn, and then go like this. And let's just make a little like a little area to go like that, like that. And then we'll make this one dirt, so it's a little bit different. And there you already have like a little area to drive across. So if you want to add plants, just go to this little leaf thing. Actually, let me save in case this crashes. Go to this little leaf thing right here. Now just select oak. I'm gonna go with oak this time. It's gonna ask you. This is not a there is not a forest in this mission. Do you want to add one? Just hit yes, and you should be good. Now just hit now just hold, and it should just create some trees like that. And that little error will pop up sometimes, and sometimes it won't. Just ignore that because it's not gonna do anything. I'm gonna make the size a little bit bigger so it's not as small. There we go. Just make a little like forest over here. Make it look a little more natural. You know what I mean. If it's in the tree, just select the eraser one or the thing that looks like an eraser. Just erase that like that, and you already have like a little area to drive around in. So yeah, it's pretty. Oh shoot. That sometimes happens. It sometimes crashes like that, and it's really annoying. Maybe it's just my computer, but I will meet you back in the game. Okay, and I am back in the map, just half 11. And yeah. You see my trees aren't there because it didn't save. So just remember to always save because sometimes it crashes and sometimes it doesn't. So be very wary of that because sometimes I lose a lot of stuff that I do because I don't save. Then it makes me very mad. So make sure you save. Let's say we want to make a little mountain here. So just hold that. Let's make a little mountain area like this to just a little normal mountain. Here, let me just make it like that, and let me get a let me actually get the forest editor out. File save so we don't lose anything if the error goes wrong. Let's go for Aspen this time, I think. Yes, I do. And the thing normally happens with the oak one, so normally don't use the oak, but the oak does look pretty nice. Yeah, you should I should be good with this many trees. Now all I want to do is add some rock to here so it may look so more natural. So go to this little paint one. It says terrain painter. Now just select that one. It should be on 0 normally. It will say minimum 0 and then max 90. Now just put this up to right here. Put this up to like 40 or something, and then just paint. Actually, wait. You gotta hit new layer, and then go to rock, apply and select, and there. Now it looks a lot better, because basically what that does is it makes the mountain. I actually don't really know what it does, but it makes the mountain like look more natural. So if you have like 0, like this, it's basically just gonna paint the entire mountain rock, and you really don't want that. So yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end this episode here, guys, and then in the next episode we will actually start working the map and making it look pretty nice. And I will teach you some other features in the game, and yeah. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if it does help you out, then subscribe, and yeah, I shall see you in the next tutorial on Beamng Drive. Peace. And actually, before I go, I want to drive around on the map so you can see how it works. So you can just drive around your map like this, and it's just like a normal map. So yeah, let me just drive. Oh my gosh, I suck at those. I can't even stay on the road. But anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video.